Hello, beautiful artists. Today, over the weekend, I was playing with, last year I did these little baubles. They were so much fun. This is a common technique where you paint the rim of a jar or lid or something and create these circles. So I had so much fun with that last year. I thought I would do something with these little baubles this year. And I wanted to create some different shapes though, aside from just the little circles. So with that being said, I have some different shapes here. And for your shapes, I mean, you can use little lids or, you know, the bottom of anything can go on here. I just happen to have these from years and years ago. I'll look for a link for you on Amazon if you want to get something like this. I've even seen them at the 99-cent store. And I just drew a bunch of circles here using those little templates. The paint, actually the paper I'll be using is just 140-pound cold press. Absolutely, you can use your Artisto pads. They're perfect. I just happen to have laying on my desk here this MEEDEN pad, and I do love their paper. And I wanted a little bit bigger one than I did last year, so that's why I've got this. I'm going to be using these new Paul Rubens. You know I love my Paul Rubens. Of course, look at the beautiful colors is what grabbed my eye. I believe you pronounce these Chi-Kai Way, I believe. So that's what I'm going to be using today. I did swatch these out, and here are the colors. And interesting, they say 24 colors, but they actually give you these 2 additional colors. I've never seen that before, so that was kind of interesting. But those will be the colors, and I think I'm going to be using these cerulean blues, maybe a little of that sap green I love, and Purple Lake, of course, is one of my favorites. So those are kind of the color palette I'm going to be using. But look at how beautiful even, and you know me, you guys, I'm all about aesthetics. That's what always attracts me to art supplies these days, and quality. And I just thought this was such a beautiful palette. Paul Rubens never ceases to amaze me. And then they had quite a good collection, lots of browns, blues, reds, yellows, and even their greens. I really liked the different shades and pigments they gave us. Sometimes there's a couple palettes that they maybe are missing the browns I like or something, but this seemed to have all the colors I like. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give this a squirt and get these activated so we can paint here. These are the 2 colors they give you. They look like an ultramarine blue and like a lamp black. They refer to this one as ivory black, which I think is a little bit more translucent. The lamp black is a little bit, it almost looked granulated too. But anyway, I don't know how much I'll be using those. Okay. We could do a little swatch sheet, swatch it out, but I feel like I kind of know the colors I'm going to use. Let me grab my stamp. I'm obsessed with this. Anymore, it seems like I do one of these for almost every painting because it kind of gives me a chance to play with some colors and see what I'm looking for. So let's swatch out real quick, and you can skip forward if you like. Let's see. Oh, my brushes. I'm going to use, let's see here. I think I'll use my 8 round, as you know, my favorite. So I've got that. And then maybe I will grab my angle because I love that chisel edge. So I'll use those 2. All right, let's get going. And I've got my little MEEDEN palette here. Make sure you have your wash and your rinse water. So, so important. And let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead, like I said on these, you know, draw out yours. By the way, hopefully you can see this drawing. I went in this zigzag pattern. I love that pattern, whether it's flowers or something like this. I love that. I love that composition. Okay, let's play with our colors. So I think I want the cerulean blue. It's to me reminds me a little bit of maybe like a turkey blue, but a lot lighter. So I really like that color. And if you're using your My Laying palette, you know, you're going to have very similar colors in your palette. And then let's go with, they've got an intense blue that kind of reminds me of that turquoise blue. So let's see if I can find that. I think it's this one. Yeah, it reminds me a little of that turkey blue we all love in the My Laying. So I'll use those two, and then I love sap green, and I think it'll go beautiful with those blues. So I'm gonna put that on here. There we go. Might as well fill that all the way in. There we go. I just think this is such a beautiful color. And then I want to do some purples, and the purple is going to blend in with some of the blues. They're similar, and yet the purple and green are contrasting colors, and they look just beautiful together. So let's grab that purpley, it's called Purple Lake. So that's the one I'm going to use. Oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I just love that kind of rose purple color. It's like got a little bit more pink than like a Diox purple, which has more blue. Look at those colors. How beautiful is that going to be? Then along with that, I'm going to add, I'll probably use, of course, I've got my MAB metallics here. And let's just, so we've got this silver, that's pretty. And then I've got my gold, not sure which one I will use yet. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Doesn't that just like yell to you holiday? Okay, so I think those will be basically my color palette. I never know, once I get going, sometimes I'm like, oh, this would look good, and I add that in. But that will be, look at those beautiful, aren't those so pretty? Just, you know me, I love those sparkles. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna try and keep this somewhat simple and maybe just do these lines with some of that sparkle. And actually, if you want, because I'm not sure if you can see, hold on. Let me see if you can see my drawing. Oh, I guess you can, can't you? Okay, so maybe that's okay. I was thinking maybe I should darken it with this, but it looks like it's okay. All right, let's start. I'm going to start because I'm right-handed, so I'm going to go this way, so I don't want to put my hand in it. So I'm going to start with this one here. Let's, actually, we could even use the big old bad boy, the 16 round. By the way, there are still a few of these kits left if you want them, hoping to sell out for the holidays. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wet this, and then I'll just start dropping in color. I don't want any puddles here. Look how nice this big old bad boy brush works. So fun, right? I'm so excited to do this. I'm gonna hang this up. Last year I hung the other one up, and everybody loved it. And it just made me happy to see it, but this year I'm gonna hang this one up too. Okay, so let's go into, I'm gonna start with that beautiful blue. Look how pretty. This blue color always reminds me of like snow for some reason. I've never lived in the snow, I don't know, but it always reminds me of snow. Let's go with a little bit of that purple. Ooh, I love when these colors mix. I love the purple, and there's a light powder blue in your My Laying palette. So this is wet and wet, and then I think that's good. I think I might leave that there. Oh, you know, let's add a little bit of that intense blue, which reminds me of the turkey blue. and just maybe tap in a little bit of that up at the top. I love mixing my colors on paper versus in my palette. There we go. Okay, I like that. And let's move this way because I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, you might want to go in the opposite direction. And I'm just going to wet this area in the back. We could actually go in with the purple first. Actually, Purple Lake, such a beautiful color. And I could go in and just kind of draw my purple ornament here. Now I'll just rinse my brush, and it's still damp, and I'll go in and just let that kind of flow out. Look how pretty that is. Go around here. Got another ornament in front of it here. There we go. So pretty. And then we'll add in some more of that blue. Be aware of where you're adding these colors too, because if I have these two here, I might want to make this one a similar color so that my eye doesn't just get stuck right there. So I'll go in, and surprisingly, I'm sticking with this, and I will whoopsie. I will go in, and now I'm going to draw a line around this one because this is wet, so I don't want to touch that. In the turquoise, or that's not the name of the color, it's intense blue, but it looks like turquoise to me. Then this side, and you know, come up with some fun shapes. I remember when I was a kid, my mom had the coolest ornaments. They were always in all these really interesting, fun shapes. And then wash and rinse my brush, and just going to go in, pull this out right along that line. Rinse it again. And here I'm actually getting pretty wet, but look at, this is again why I just love watercolors. Look at that beautiful, like it feathers in there. Is that just the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? It's why I never get tired of this medium, because it just does the most beautiful things. And then I might even tilt my paper. Ooh, look at that. How fun is that? Yeah, I love when it's real organic and it doesn't look like I just touched every little piece. And then I think what I'll do is in this little bottom one, now here I might want to use my smaller 8 round, tap it off a little bit and go in just like that. Yes. Ooh, this is exactly what I was imagining. And I'm just gonna go tap in a tiny bit up at the top here. So pretty. Ooh. This just gets me so excited for the holidays. Even though these days, you know, my kids are all grown, I do see them, but they've all got their own traditions with their own families. But there's just, I don't even care if I was spending it alone. There's just something about Christmas. I just love it. Not even to do with the gifts and things, just that fun spirit, the smells in the stores, the colors. Look how beautiful and how simple this was so far. I think this one I'm going to do now with the blue, turquoise, intense blue. If you're in your other My Lang palette, the one we typically use, let me show you that one, the turquoisey colored one. It's going to be called turquoise or turkey blue. So it's the same type of colors. I think it's this one, turkey blue. And I think I'll add some green into that one. So let's start with, we'll outline it with the blue, intense blue. I keep wanting to call it turkey blue. Uh-oh, wrong color. Phew. Where'd it go? Here it is. Yeah, that definitely reminds me of the turkey blue. And let me move this over a bit. I did, by the way, if you're going to use the MABs, I'd suggest, because they're a little bit harder, denser than the regular creamy My Lang watercolors, just give them, you know, a little squirt. I've got my Mirror series, and then this is the Gold series. I just got more because I was about out from, gosh, I've had them for a year. So I wasn't sure which ones I was going to use. And I just noticed, look at that. My bottle matches my ornaments, blues and purples. I must be in a blue-purple phase. Okay, so I'm gonna go around this and when I outline and then I go back with water, I make the outline somewhat a dark value because it's going to be spreading with the water. So I tend to go a little bit more heavy-handed, a little bit thicker. And then that way, when I go in with the water, there's plenty of paint there to spread around. But look at that, so fun. This is the kind of stuff like I dream about. And that wakes me up in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go try that. I gotta go see what that's gonna look like. There we go. Look how beautiful that just spreads. Love it. So easy, you guys. And then I'll add some of that, let's see, in this palette, sap green. So let's just get a little bit of that in here. And, oh, I love these colors together. This is gonna really, I'm exactly what I was looking for. Just spreading that around a little. These two, these two colors are so pretty together, don't you think? I love them. Just tapping in up at the top there, and now you can move them around. You could even blow on them. Get a little bit more of that blue. Yeah, I love that. I did leave quite a bit of white in the middle because I almost wanted it to look like there was this highlight there, and I don't want to get too picky here. Okay, so I think this one I will also do in the blue and the green. So just, this should be dry now. Yep, feels pretty dry. Make sure that's dry. Actually, it's blending a little bit there, but that's okay. You know what we could do too here is, so I'm going around this with the blue. How about if we go in with that green too around the edge? Yeah, look at that. Ooh, that's fun. And now go in with the water. Yep. There we go. Look at that. How pretty is that? Pull a little bit of it down here. Oh yeah. Mixing the two like that. That's a good technique too. Some of that green. Yeah, I like that. I think I'll do that little thing at the bottom there in the blue. Okay, let's keep working down. I actually created this little one with all the circles getting smaller out of one I think I remember when I was a kid. Seems like my mom had something like that. So going in with the green first. Like that. And now I'll go around the edge with that blue. And then quickly, before this dries, wash, rinse my brush and go in with the water. And just touch right up to the edge of that, get it to start spreading. Oh, so fun. Yeah, love it. Okay. Let's keep going to the next one. I'm going to go with a little bit more of that blue. And now our green. And then our water. And one of the things about it being real watery is you're going to get this kind of glass-like effect with that. And the last one here. Oh, no, actually there's two left. Then some of that blue. You could even use yellow here. I mean, you could use any colors you like here. Wash, rinse my brush. And go in with that water. Let it just wash around. And one more tiny little one down here at the bottom. I think I'll start with the green. And now go in with that blue. Oh, so fun. Look at these beautiful white spots I left too. Oh, aren't these just lovely? Okay, we have one more here that I think I will do. So we've got this purple, just thinking about composition and how our eye is going to move around. So I think we should do this one as well in the blue. So pick up some of that green. There we go. Now add in our blue. And go in with our wet brush. And when I'm going in, I'm letting it spread, but I'm kind of allowing some of that white space in these. I didn't as much those, but these I am a little bit more. Ooh, don't you love that? Now, what I'll also do is go in with some of these. Oop, wrong color. Keep going into the wrong color. And maybe just tap in. You get those really fun. I think that one might be too dry. Oh, nope, it's working. Because I love how that spreads like that. So let's get some of the green too. And you could cover your other areas if you wanted. But I'm not worried if some of those splatters kind of get outside my bulbs. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to splatter. There we go. Around these. Ooh, yeah, there's a dark. Look at that. Isn't that fun? A little bit more water. Yeah, I love that. Oh, so pretty. So these are dry, so we can't really splatter on those so much. But let's go in and add, this is where I definitely will add this gold. So I'm just gonna pick up some of that gold and just go across the top here. And I don't wanna be real perfect. There we go. So just kind of a random gold at the top. And then I want to go in here and just make that a little bit washier. So let's go in with our blue. Oh, went into that Prussian blue again. And like that. And now I'll wet my brush and go in there just like we did with these and let that kind of blend out. And then we've got our purple here, because I really want this to be blended together and washy. Oh, we didn't do our little thing at the bottom here either. There we go. So pretty. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hang these up. And then we'll go into this one here and grabbing some of that blue. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Now with a wet brush, clean it. Look, ooh, so fun. So I started with a lighter layer on these. And you can always, you know, I say always go darker. Now wet brush. Spread that around with some water. Here, just get this nice and washy. Go in with some of that pink. Ooh, these are just popping out, aren't they? Love it. Can water those down a bit. But leave white space. Don't completely block in the whole thing. Isn't that so pretty? We could even go in here and just add in just a little bit darker here and there. Maybe over there. These are still wet, so that blue will definitely just still blend in. Ah, I love this. Now what I will do while we're waiting for this to dry is I'm gonna go in and do some splatters, although maybe we should do the strings first. So that's where I love this angle brush. It's so good for like blades of grass and leaves too, but for using that chisel edge, let's make those the gold, because I'm kind of feeling that gold. I have to be kind of careful here. Matter of fact, excuse my turning the page, but I think it will be easier to draw those strings with just coming straight down. So here's this one. Look at that nice chiseled edge. Yes, love it. It is amazing what a little fine edge you can get. Let me look in here, make sure I'm not cutting the bottom off there. And look how much her golds really show up. I just love these. There we go. Here's another one. So easy to get that little fine edge here on our strings. And we're not done. I'm going to add some gold into those as well. We could use silver, but now I'm already kind of doing the gold thing. But her mirror series, I think, is what I used last year. Some more of that gold. Try not to put my hand in the wet paint. There we go. One more. And of course, the more pressure you put, the string would be thicker. All right. Yeah, look at that. Just wash my brush off here, rinse it. And let's We could even do some little gold dots. I don't have my Q-tips here, but that's the first thing that kind of came to my mind. Ooh, look how fun that is. Oh, love it. I would buy these if they were actual ornaments. There we go. Just a couple more here. So fun. Okay, let's see here. What else do we want to add? We could add, gosh, I almost feel like I want to add some little greenery at the top, maybe some holly. Let's just see. Let's just play. Typically what I do. So we could do, there we go. Just little holly sprigs coming out, because who doesn't like holly, right? And we could maybe even add in, let's see what darker green, maybe the Hooker's Green Light might be pretty. But I chose this one because I felt like it went with the green that's already in here. And I'm just dabbing with my 8 round. Like that. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Let's get a little bit of the darker Hooker's Green and see what that does. I think that's this one here. Yep. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And for some reason, I don't use this color a whole lot, so it's kind of fun to be able to use that. Oh yeah, that is pretty. Look at that. Oh, loving this. Yeah, just a little bit of holly. Now what we can do, and you could stop right here, but I think I want to have some of those little sprinkles around. So you can either do it on your finger. Look at that. And I think it'd be really pretty in here to have some of that gold sprinkled in there. So let's pick up some of that gold and do a little bit of splattering with that. Ooh, look at that on those bulbs. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. That is really pretty. And believe me, guys, as you know, I could get way carried away with the gold little sprinkles for sure. We could make some of those leaves gold. You could even add in some of the gold to your green paint. But I think I'll just go over it. Look how fun. We're going all out here, guys. Going all out with the gold. My favorite thing to do. Well, my first inclination was to add in red berries, but I'm trying to keep it in this same color palette. So I think the gold leaves is really pretty. I mean, this is some real bling here, guys. All right, well, I think I'm about done. How fun was that? And how pretty will that be? You could go in, excuse me, because I did have some lines drawn in here, and you could even draw in some little gold lines. I think I've got enough here, but let's play for a second. Something like that, if you didn't want to do the sprinkles. Just kind of create some interest. We could do it on this one. And it creates a little bit of detail. There we go. I mean, for the holidays, to me, can you really get too much sparkle? I think not. Let's go into this one here. Yeah, I had these lines drawn on here. Ooh, I actually really like that. See? When I just have fun, that's when things go the best for me. All right, well, I'm going to end right there, and I hope you guys will give this a try as well. That was awfully fun. If you're good at calligraphy, you could write on here, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'm not. I have a stamp I might use, but there we go. All right, everybody, have fun. I hope you give it a try, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being part of my little community here.